Yo, what up? This is Trevor Foley, 24-year-old professional triathlete. This is raw truth. Not sure what questions might be asked, but let's see where it goes.
When did you decide you wanted to be a triathlete?
Yeah, well, I grew up like a runner, so I started running at the age of 11, but ran like super competitively to the age of like 21, and then I knew when I was 21, ended up getting an injury, so I started swimming and biking because I had a broken foot. So around the age of 21, I decided to be I wanted to be a triathlete as I was cross training and stuff, and then ended up finding I was pretty good at it. Qualified for my pro card and have been ripping ever since.
Whenever somebody says like professional triathlete, what does it take to become a professional triathlete? Like in the sport of bodybuilding, some people know it's like you just win certain shows,
Yep.
and then you get your pro card.
Yeah, you guys kind of explained it a little bit yesterday at the pool with how bodybuilding works, but for tri, there's like certain like North American or like any half Ironman or Ironman around the world. There's hundreds throughout the whole year, but only 30 to 60 of them every year have professional fields with pro prize purses. And so if you're an amateur, obviously everyone starts as an amateur, you have to go to one of those races with a contested pro field and finish top 3 overall amateur to get your pro card, if that makes sense.
Okay.
So I obviously got that, and I only did one age group, one amateur race, and
Qualified.
just went full send in the pro field, trial by fire.
That's sick. How did that feel getting in there so quick?
Felt like pretty good. Like, to be honest, it really wasn't that big of a change. Like, competing at Florida for 3 years is obviously like a super high level with like the SEC and stuff. So it wasn't like that big of a change, but it was I don't know. It was fun. I don't know. I was like the youngest like guy out there in like the pro category, so I was like, I didn't give a shit. I was just ripping it.
Guess what's up?
Yeah.
I bet you that was like a big like ego booster, like confidence booster for sure.
Yeah, it was a big like confidence booster, and honestly too, like most of the guys who are really good are like in the 30s, like upper 20s, 30s. I started out as a pro when I was 22. Like the second youngest guy was like, I don't know, 25, something like that. So I was like, oh, I don't fucking care. Like, I'm just dicking around.
I'm just out here.
Yeah, I'm just out here vibing. It's like, and I'm like, I'm running because I'm an okay swimmer, good biker, really good runner. So I get better as swim, bike, run goes. And so I'm like, maybe come out of the water in like 30, 40th, but then like I'm just passing people all day, and then start getting into the top 10, and then like you sense the blood and you start like hammering it. It's great.
That's what's up. Somebody asked, can you still overtrain as an Olympic level triathlete? But let's kind of break down the Olympic level of triathlete, because there isn't a triathlon Olympics.
So yeah, there's two things to that question. I'll answer the Olympic part first. So there is triathlon in the Olympics, but it's like super short. It's like a hour-long race.
Okay.
And you can like draft on the bike and stuff like that. Like, so it's like a really short event in the Olympics, but like what Matt and all these guys are training for, and like the races all over the world, those are like Ironman races. So like those half Ironman and Ironman races, we have world champs every year in like October. So the Ironman World Championships is always in Hawaii, Kona, Hawaii, and then the half Ironman champs rotates every year. This upcoming year, the half Ironman World Champs in like New Zealand. So, hopefully you qualify for Ironman World Champs in Hawaii, and then you do half Ironman World Champs in New Zealand. So it's gonna be a really busy second half of the year. And then I think you asked about like overtraining as like basically an Olympic level pro athlete, and I kind of argue that like it's easier to overtrain as a high level athlete. That's your job, because I have nothing to do all day but train. So it's like, until like GTA 6 comes out, I'm literally just like bored. So I just basically, you can just train all day and just bury yourself, rather than if you're just like an amateur, right? You got to like lift from like 5 to 7 or something before you go work your 9 to 5, right? So there's only like a finite amount of time to bury yourself.
And for people, people at that level and your level, it's like you guys honestly enjoy running. There's something about running that you really enjoy. So it's
like the pain.
Yeah, whenever you're not running, you're like, yo, I'm trying to go run, or I'm trying to go do this workout. So it's probably hard not to train, especially when you have nothing but training to do all day. And your business and everything else too. But it's like you just enjoy running, so it's probably super easy to overtrain.
For sure. And also too, like, it is my job to go race and compete and stuff like that. So I am like pretty addicted to it. But like you said, like today we biked in the morning, and now we're doing this, and I got to drive over to Tampa this afternoon, but I still got to swim. So it's like I'm still like thinking, kind of stressing. I'm like, man, I still got to get this shit done. So like, yeah, you're always thinking about it. You know what I mean?
How did you manage to reach this level? Like, was it more? Are you like gifted, or obviously you work hard?
Yeah,
but
for sure.
Some people it comes like as a gift, and then you continue to work hard.
Yeah, I mean, my thing on social media this past like 18 months has been like #NoTalent. That pisses so many people off, and I don't know even why it pisses people off. Like, I should be inspiring. Like, if I say I have no talent, I've made it to this level. Like, anybody can make it to this level. You just got to work your ass off. But obviously, there's like probably a certain amount of talent you have to have. But I mean, so you can run obviously D1, or in our generation, you could run 5 years in the NCAA because COVID. You obviously got another year, and so I left after like 3 years just to go full time in a triathlon. And I didn't have a coach. I just did it all by myself. I was just like Googling stuff and basically just hammering myself and like racing all over the country. And yeah, I don't know. I was just pretty addicted. I have a coach now. I literally just hired my first coach 2 years down. So I just hired my first coach at the end of this past season. So I think that'll help a lot. But yeah.
That's what's up. That'll help you get to that next level.
Yeah, for sure.
So outside of your training and your racing,
yeah,
what else do you like to do? Like, what other hobbies do you have, or other interests do you have?
Yeah, I mean, training's like I train anywhere from like 25 to 35 hours a week, so it's like pretty busy. But then outside of that, I'm pretty lazy. I love just to chill. Most recently, this is gonna sound super lame, but I don't know how old you are. I think you're 28. 25. Okay, so do you remember the game Clash of Clans? Yeah, I just got it back like 2 months ago, and because I was sitting in the airport. This is like my second to last race of the season. I was delayed by like 4 hours in the airport. I'm trying to find like a game, and Clash of Clans came up, and I just downloaded it again, and I'm like started playing it, and then one of my like teammates, training partners, he has it too, so we're all playing again. So I'll probably just play like Clash of Clans, basically like kind of some video games, or just like sleep. Or honestly, I'm really good at doing absolutely nothing. So pretty like just relaxing, because I think you're just toasted all the time, right?
Yeah.
So
I
chilling.
mean, I feel like we all go through that stage where we like re-download Clash of Clans just randomly.
Yeah.
And then get back into it.
Yeah, I know for sure.
How much are you sleeping right now? Like,
yeah, so I wear like a Whoop at night to track like sleep and stuff, and I'd say like do you have one too?
I have a Garmin.
Oh, quite nice. Yeah, so I probably sleep, because obviously like you think you sleep for like 8 hours a night, but like the time you're actually sleeping is probably only like 6, 7 if you're only in bed for like 8. So I think my weekly average is like low 8s, which is pretty good. I think this week, just because we've been so busy with this and I've been traveling, I think it's been like low 7s, but I try to keep it like right above 8, because I feel like any less than that, I think I'm just too tired. Like I just can't function. I start breaking down.
It's crazy once you start tracking your sleep on like a Whoop or a Garmin, like how you can see the numbers and the stats, and it like reciprocates in the way that you actually feel in your performance throughout the day.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, because it's you can get away with it for like a day or two. Yeah. But getting good, consistent sleep, it's a game changer. Like the best recovery tool you can do, and it's free. So
I mean, you're probably gonna get injured pretty quickly if you're lacking on sleep.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, you're gonna get injured and probably just burnt out.
So what's your mindset like in the middle of a race?
Yeah, I race. To be honest, I race like pretty pissed off, like super angry, because I don't know. I just fuel off like that anger. Like I don't have any friends when I'm out there, and not like I don't really like to be friends with like the competitors. Like I don't know. Like,
of course.
Yeah, it's like I'm just not friends with them. You know. So like when I pass them, I'm trying to go so hard, right? Like make a move so they don't come with me, stuff like that. So I'm just kind of fueling off like anger and aggression, and it works like pretty good. So
what kind of like conversations do you have with yourself like in a race? Maybe when you're like struggling, or you're like kind of getting gassed, or like
when I'm struggling, like one thing I've really been trying to work on is like, even if it's like not your day, just like obviously like you want to feel good all the time and stuff, but like the days where you just don't have it, like still just try to give everything you got rather than just like throwing in the towel, right?
Mhm.
So that's what I've really been trying to work on is like, even if you only have like a 6 out of 10 effort that day, dude, give all of the 6. Like,
Mhm.
don't be a little fucking bitch and go to like a 3 out of 10. You know, because
Right.
even if you do 6 out of 10, you're better than 70% of people. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? So doing that, not throwing like pity parties, I guess.
Mhm.
So
100%. Have you been using the new endurance products, and how and when do you use each?
yeah, so I think there's two. So there's 2 new endurance products: the Replenish, which is like the electrolytes, and the Fuel, which is like fuel for sessions, right? So, like I said, I train anywhere from like 25 to 35 hours a week, and pretty much for lower intensity training, I'll do about like 60. So, and so you use the fuel for the like the hours of training you're using, and so for lower end, like easier training, I'll do like 60 to 80 carbs an hour, which is like, you know, it says on the back of the fuel like how many carbs are in each scoop and stuff, but for me, for the last like 2 years, that's how many carbs I use for like easier training. But then for higher end training, like when I'm really getting it, I'll take anywhere from like 100 to 150 carbs an hour. Obviously when you're doing cardio or just like working out really hard, you're burning straight carb, right? So you have to replenish that, or else like a thing called bonking happens. It's like you literally just drain all your glycogen and you get like super foggy in the head and you're just toasted. You're just out of gas. So so I use the fuel for all training. Just depends how much. And then the Replenish, honestly, I take a shot, like a serving of that like in the morning, because like, I mean, I think people forget a lot when you sleep and stuff. Like, you can basically just fast it for like 12 hours. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So like, super important to try to recover and like get calories and electrolytes as soon as possible. And then I'll probably do it again in the middle of the day after like 1 or 2 training sessions, just to always stay like topped up. Because once you go behind in fueling or recovery or any of this stuff, like, it's so hard to play catch up, right? So I'm always trying to stay on top of the 8 ball.
That's good. How do you deal with inflammation from training so intensely?
Yeah, so I take ice baths, not as much as I probably should. I'd like to like just like buy a whole setup for the ice bath, but usually just ice.
Cold plunge if you're watching.
Yeah, dude, just hit me up. I don't know which camera we're using, but yeah, someone hit me up. I just want it for free. That's all I want. Yeah, I'll do some ice baths, and I use like the Normatec boots and stuff a little bit. But then also too, I think not eating, like days where it's really big days, you are feeling like inflamed, try to stay away from like fast food, stuff like that. Like, I think I live on like the West Coast, like, well, near the West Coast, like Arizona. And so we have like In-N-Out Burger out there. And like, I'm from Florida and we don't have In-N-Out here. It's like a West Coast thing. And I live like a mile from an In-N-Out.
Man, that's dangerous.
Yeah. So it's like, dude, the place we run at too, like the trail, it's like right there. So like, sometimes I'm just hungry and I'll just go get like 2 burgers and like 3 fries and just crush it. But it's like,
little cheat meal. Is that your main cheat meal?
I think that's my main cheat meal for sure. Just like, I literally just look at the fries. I just call them carbs. I'm just like, give me some carbs.
Yeah,
And then just like
same.
crush like 2 double doubles.
Yep.
And it's great.
What is the best way to taper into running as a beginner?
You said the best way to taper?
Yeah, taper into running as a beginner.
Oh, like how to get into running.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'd say, you know, running is so different than, I think, swimming, biking, weightlifting, you know, all these different other Olympic sports. I think, I don't want to say running's the hardest, but like running is definitely the hardest on your body. Like, I was just talking about this with Matt. Like, you can swim a lot, you can, you know, bike a lot, you can probably lift a lot and be fine. Like, it's like no impact, right? But like, dude, even a 20-minute run's a really good workout. But if you do that too much, like, you'll literally break your bones. Like, I've broke my foot from running like 120 miles a week. Like
stress fractures?
Yeah, like, it's very easy to do. So start small, like 10 minutes. And a good thing too is run walks. So like 4-minute run, 1-minute walk, do that for like 30 minutes just to build up endurance and stuff. But like I said, start small and just like, you know, gradually build it up and just listen to your body too. Because like I said, I mean, I do 35-minute runs all the time, and it's a great workout. So you don't have to do a ton of running.
How many miles a week do you run right now?
So now that I'm a triathlete and I have to balance like swim and bike, I run about like 50 miles a week now. So across, that's probably like anywhere from 4 to 6 days of active running. Most of the days are pretty easy. Usually Tuesdays, like when we were at the track with Charlie, we were like ripping it for an hour.
You guys were going crazy.
Yeah, we were going pretty fast. And then like Sundays usually will be like a long run day. So like good like 18 to 24 mile run.
Okay. So a big chunk of it's on that day.
Yeah, like that's like the church or the Sunday long run. It's like what people call it. And just, just go get like 2 hours of good volume.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yo, what is your favorite energy drink? Like, do you take any pre-workouts or do you just drink
Like caffeine and stuff, yeah.
What's your go-to energy drink right now?
Yeah, so I'll tell you actually a little funny story real quick before I say that. I'm 24 now. I just turned 24 at the end of June. Or I guess not that long ago, but or a little longer ago now. But I wasn't allowed to have like caffeine as a kid. Like I left at home until I was like 18, 19. And so I just started having caffeine like around 21. It's only like 3 years deep into caffeine.
Wow.
So it like lights me up. Like my mom like never let me have Coke, Mountain Dew, nothing. And so like when I take caffeine, I get wired.
That's nuts.
And so now like I always joke like, oh dude, you can't do this shit like natty, like meaning like I can't do it just like off no caffeine. You know what I mean?
That's funny.
And so I like espresso. Like I enjoy like a really good like local coffee house, stuff like that, like good beans, stuff like that, like a vanilla latte. So I usually have like one of those in the morning, but then like I throw back Red Bulls. Like I was gonna tell you, like the dragon fruit one, hella good because it's like juice. Like I just smash it.
Is that one carbonated?
I don't think so. Which is why it's dangerous to drink, because you just drink it. Like you don't have to like you don't feel that carbonation. Yeah. But I've been here for like 2 days and I've crushed like 10 of these bum energy drinks, so they're pretty fire too.
Yes. What is one of your, I guess, race day or like major training bloopers where something funny, just wild just happened and you just like couldn't stop laughing about it or something?
Yeah, man, it's a good question. I'm a very boring ass person, but let's I don't even know. You gotta give me a second to think. This happened back, it's not like that funny, it was more of like just like a crazy event. I was in Arizona. There's obviously mountains and stuff, and we have a big mountain called Mount Lemon, and it goes up to like 9,000 feet. It's got like snow on the top and everything. It's nuts. So like once every month or maybe twice a month, I bike to the top and then bike down, and it's a super epic ride. And I got to the top and got a flat tire, and I always carry stuff to fix the flat. So I fucking fixed it, and I was good. And when you're going downhill, like I think my personal best from top to bottom is like 42 miles per hour, like ripping down on a bike, which is like, dude, you're on
That's crazy.
Dude, you're on like small ass tires and you're ripping, but it's so fun. And
42 miles an hour?
Yeah, like on my bike, like in a race this past May, I hit 62, which is like
how does that feel? That's crazy.
You have to be dialed, because the second you like get the speed wobbles, you're fucked. So it's like
a full-blown car accident.
Oh yeah, like the guys like in the Tour, like in the Tour de France or stuff like that, like those guys bomb downhill. Like,
that's wild.
Nuts. Super cool. But so anyway, I was at the top of the mountain, I fixed it, started ripping down, and then I went around a turn and I felt my back tire like hitting the ground, like bumping, and I was like, damn it. And so I have to, like, you can't just pull the brakes, right, because they're disc brakes, they're hydraulic, so you'll literally just like throw yourself over. So I slowly stopped and I had another flat, but I had nothing to fix it with, so I just stood on the road for like 10 minutes and just like, it's like old guy in a truck. It's like, hey, you want to ride down the mountain? It's like, hell yeah. And so I just threw my bike in the back of his truck and he just gave me a ride like down the mountain. It was super cool.
That's super clutch.
If he wouldn't have, because you don't service up there, I couldn't call like my girlfriend, nothing.
You just have to walk all the way down.
Yeah, like it would take, like, it's like 20 miles. That, like, it'd be terrible. So
I guess
like, you'd have to wait for like a cop or something if someone. You gotta
bring two tire kits with you.
Yeah, there's only so much you can carry though. You know what I mean? Like I wear like spandex. You know what I mean? So
how has participating in triathlons impacted other areas of your life?
I mean, it's like totally changed my life for the better. Especially like competing as a pro and building like a brand and a following. And you know, I have my fiance and I have a coaching business now, and we have great partners like Raw and other great partners I'm partnered with this year, and we have a YouTube channel, and I think just like kind of building that whole like community. Like we have a Discord group chat, like just like inspiring people, you know, meeting up with all these other amateurs at races, and like going to dinners, doing the shakeout runs together. Like I find that like the most fulfilling, right? Because like when I'm done too, hopefully I can compete till I'm like 40 or whatever, but like when I'm done, I want to be able to like coach and like fund like professional triathletes. Like I think that would be super badass. So I kind of have like my own team, you know what I mean? So I think I get the most like fulfillment out of my life from that. So it's pretty fire.
That's what's up. So your purpose, right?
Yeah, for sure.
Exactly. So, and then I guess this can be the last question.
Yeah.
What made you choose Raw? Like why Raw?
Yeah, I had like a few like different nutrition people obviously I was like talking to and stuff, and obviously most of them are like the cookie cutter like basic like triathlon, running, cycling, like electrolyte companies and stuff.
Pretty
and,
niche.
Yeah, like pretty niche. Like just like they're like pigeonholed in their own little market, which is totally cool. It works really good in that market, but it's just like their own little thing, right?
Yeah.
But then Raw, like Natasha and Matt like reached out to me, and I was like super intrigued right away, because I was like, oh wow, it's like something way bigger than just swim, bike, run, or way bigger than lifting, or way bigger than whatever. Like it's like this whole like community, this whole brand that's like invested in so many different areas. So it's so different, right? And so I was like, to be honest, like it's really like a no-brainer. I thought it was like way cooler than just like being pigeonholed to like something. And then also too, like I'm the only guy triathlete they're sponsoring this year, which is like pretty badass.
That's awesome.
Yeah. So like, because even like my bike sponsor this year, it's a really good brand, but like they're very selective. Like they don't sponsor a ton of people. And that's like kind of what I like too. Like I just don't want to be like another number, right?
Yeah.
Like I'm trying to think of like something in the sports world, but like, you know, it's cool to be like one of the smaller, like you're the only sponsored triathlete this year or something.
Yeah.
And I can help them. Like it's the first year in triathlon, so it's like
kind of get a say in some of the products.
Yeah, it's like the grassroots starting out. Like obviously they're super established, but like they're not established in tri, right? So we can like grow together and help that. So I found that was like super cool.
That's awesome. Yeah, and we're super happy to have you on the team too.
I'm pumped. Yeah, so this has been a great episode of Raw Truth. Thanks for everybody watching, and appreciate the Raw team, and it's been great. And once you're done watching all the Raw YouTube videos, pop over to my YouTube channel and go watch some good old swim, bike, run. Peace.